What do you see when you look outside your window? In your bedroom at home, in Australia, what do you see? You and I live in the same place, broadly speaking, but perhaps vastly different times. Outside my window, I see the next house, separated by 3 meters, 2 numbers and a metal fence. Behind that, more houses. Their gardens with some impressive Norfolk Island pine trees. And finally, the mountains that keep my town from escaping inland. On the other side, mostly the same, until you hit the ocean. If you lived here now, you'd see the same thing. Almost anywhere in Australia, you'd see what I see. Houses and gardens and trees. Roads that lead to more of the same. Maybe a few pubs. But that's today. 50 years ago, still in living memory, Australians could look outside through a fly-screen obstructed window and see the town of Tourmaline. Rusty iron shacks and gum trees piercing out of that iconic red earth. An unforgiving shanty for tenants of sunstruck miles. You could see the harshness of the sun and the corrosion of the elements. You could feel despair. You could stand in the shade during the hottest hours of the afternoon and feel a connection to the stones themselves. So hot and still, waiting for the sun to set. Your patience rewarded with the night sky. The Garden of Tourmaline. 100 years ago, someone similar to me, separated by a most generous lifetime, could stare outside their window in Kattegat and look on with a feeling of opportunity and freedom. Endless horizons inhabited by flora and fauna unique to this untamed part of the world. Not able to see your closest neighbour or any other indication of civilization. Just the land, the animals and the sky. I moved recently. Not very far. But I have a new view from my bedroom window. The first new bedroom window view I've had in a decade. And like you, I've spent a lot of time inside recently. A lot of time spent looking out that window. And it's made me wonder how that view affects you, informs you, or influences you. While over the last 100 years we have changed the view from our windows in such dramatic ways, the view changes us too. What we considered our natural environment has become further away, as the distance between us and our neighbour's house has shortened. What you see out that window defines how you feel about this place. Postcard pictures of Uluru rupturing out of the desert, and commercials demanding to know where the bloody hell you are, might be the images we see when we think of Australia. But that view from your window is your Australia. For me, my Australia is the lawn bowls green down the road. The neighbour's lime tree that has seen many a late night heist. The narrow slice of beach situated between red and yellow flags. And my succulents that never seem to survive. For Randolph Stowe, the view he might have squinted out of his window to look at was of a rusted Sidney Nolan painting of a town in WA. To him, the view would feel so Australian. Miles Franklin might have glared into the endless expanse beyond her wide verandahed, irregularly built slab house in the Timlin Billy Ranges, and watched the boundary riders gallop off into the shimmering distance to begin a day's farming. To her, that view would feel so Australian. Time separates me from these people. It might even separate us, dear viewer. Maybe this text will be heard in another 50 years, and offer a glimpse into what Australia is to someone in this specific time and place. But we will all have one thing in common. We still have that view. Your Australia, seen from your bedroom window.